Honorable Dean, dear Kostis Vice President, Honorable Chairman, professors, guests, ladies and gentlemen, Strathclyde. I would really like to warmly thank you for the chance you gave me today to speak for the anniversary event of the Distinguished Business School. I don't intend to bore you, and I won't it. This invitation consists rather a chance to share with you this valuable experience I went through during my studies at Strathclyde Business School, than to praise the university. Furthermore, I will try to express and represent most of my old classmates, current MBAers, that I can already distinguish in this hall. Allow me to say about me that up to now, during my professional life, I had the opportunity and the luck to serve rather top management positions of highest possibility. This, of course, has a little significance of its own. In my opinion, what matters more is to testify as an 48 years old, yes, that was me when I started my MBA at Strathclyde Business School. What MBA was at this specific business school? And first of all, what MBA it is not? It's not rocket science, and it's not business. And you know something? Most of the things that your professors teach you at Strathclyde, if you started your MBA in an older age, it's more likely that you have already met with what you did during your professional life. However, at this point I would like to underline that our Strathclyde professors were challenging us all the time to question ourselves based on our own professional experience. No matter if this had to do with finance or accounting or strategy or corporate governance, but everywhere. And that's exactly the point where an exciting journey begins. From the business world to the academic one, and then back, and then again and again. And it was really a journey. That was what I felt. You know, case studies we dealt with were not boring, outdated theories, and I can still remember most of them, like Megaron or Lehman Brothers case, or the accidental pollution caused by BP and the huge environmental disaster that followed, along with more not least important or interesting cases. Of course, someone might say, you could have read exactly the same things in a valid analysis of a newspaper or a magazine. Yes, indeed. But you know something? What really makes the difference is that Strath's professors had already prepared a fully reasoned and substantiated way to introduce not only the best practices, but mainly the unacceptable mistakes and unforgivable defaults which should never happen again in order to avoid tremendous social, financial, and environmental disasters. You know, some people, MBAs, I assume, around the world make their own decisions, or the right ones, at some point. Tomorrow one of us might face this responsibility. That's the way it is, I think. From what I personally understood during the 2 years of my MBA at Strathclyde Business School, this is exactly what they wanted to teach us. The fundamental objective is to prepare the future executives with knowledge as well as with values and principles. They want to equip all those who want to make the difference, the so-called future outliers, taken from my favorite writer, Malcolm Gladwell, not only driven by profit, but also with real corporate governance and social responsibility principles. They want to teach us the modern and the most recent trends and perceptions of business. In simple words, to prepare a new generation of executives that our country, Greece, needs most. When you do business, the market or profit is not something suspicious or avoidable or averse. Suspicious is easy-made profit, and avoidably is doing business and operating a market which has no rules or principles at all. In this market, Strathclyders have no place. Ladies and gentlemen, my short speech is coming to an end. I have already said that it's likely that you have met already most of what you are taught during the Strathclyde MBA. So what is MBA? Strathclyde MBA is simply a concentrated, condensed experience, carefully collected 50 years now from the educational staff with the purpose of equipping the graduates with valuable knowledge and experience. All the things we've met with during our professional life is certainly experience, but sorted disorderly. MBA comes to reset it properly. It comes to put each piece of this experience in the separate, appropriate small box. What you learn is that the decision you're called to make is based on a confirmed knowledge and experience. Therefore, from now on your everyday job, you have to retrieve from the appropriate box. From the HR box, motivation and engagement. From accounting is the cash generation. From the finance box is the risk assessment made properly. Have you read between the lines of the business plan if the goal is obtainable and feasible? And from the leadership box, please do not forget that managers do things right, but the leader does the right thing. And thus, I will conclude my speech. Ladies and gentlemen, most of the business schools do things right, but Strathclyde do the right thing. Thank you, Honorable Dean. Thank you, Ms. Ferredino. Thank you, Strathclyde, for the wonderful journey. Thank you all.
You have graduated now, so it's a testimony. Thank you very much, Timo, for this wonderful speech. And now, if I may call on the stand, Professor Avlonitis to give us his view on and say a few words on our anniversary.
Thank you very much. Well, I'm very pleased that we welcome here in Athens the Dean of the Strathclyde Business School, the Director of the Postgraduate World Programs, Alan McIntyre. I'm very pleased that we have here with us the Deputy Ambassador and the Vice President of the New Democracy Party and MP, Mr. Hatzidakis. So I was asked to be here because I'm a graduate of the Strathclyde Business School. I did my PhD at the Department of Marketing, and I had also something which really helped me in my life, in my career, to start my academic career at Strathclyde University Department of Marketing. From 81 to 85, I was lecturer at the Department of Marketing. And in 1986, I came to Athens as an associate professor of marketing at the Athens University of Economics and Business. It was called ASOE at that time. And of course, coming from one of the oldest and largest departments of marketing in Europe, I came and I joined a Department of Business Administration, a general department, in 1986. It took me 6 years to convince, from one hand, my colleagues in the university, and on the other hand, politicians, about the importance of having a Department of Marketing in a Greek university. Last night, I went to Google and I put Departments of Marketing. I saw, and you can check it, 100 million results. What does it mean? Every university in the Western world has a Department of Marketing. Here in Greece, there is only one university that has a department of marketing. And I had to lose my hair in order to create this department. This is a tragedy, and I can tell you why. There is a lot of discussion in Greece about the public debt. Do you know what I say? I say exactly, and probably Schäuble hurt me to say that, because he is the only one who says there is no problem about the public debt. You need to make various changes in the whole country. My position is the problem is not the public debt. The problem is that we don't have customers. What does it mean? That our country does not sell branded products and services to the world market. And this is reflected in all the statistics. Exports. I heard about outward-looking exostrephia and competitiveness, ανταγωνιστικότητα, only during this period of crisis. Since 1995, I had foreseen what's happening today in Greece. Together with Professor Kouremenos from the University of Piraeus, we wrote an article in the International Journal of Research in Marketing, one of the top journals in the world. It's an issue of the European Marketing Academy, in which in 1995, before we joined the Eurozone, which we saw what is happening now. We joined the common market, hoping that we'll increase our exports. We did not increase our exports. We increased our imports. As a result, for many years, our imports were 3 times our exports. In 2008, the deficit in the balance of payments was 18% of our gross national product. Can you imagine that? And I explained to the people, not very complicated economics. You have to be simple. What was happening in Greece? We were borrowing money to cover our public deficit and, of course, the balance of payment deficit. And this is exactly what was happening. So we were borrowing money to import. We did not borrow money to produce things. So 2 things, bad things at the same time. We borrow to import. So I said, one day, this thing is going to blow up. And after what happened with Lehman Brothers, it happened what happened with Volno. And then you might say, why do you say all that, George Avlonitis? Because I believe one of the main problems of this country that we did not export branded products and services because there is no knowledge of the marketing discipline. People believe that marketing is advertising. I have never taught advertising myself. I don't consider advertising had to do with marketing. Marketing is a strategy. I started studying marketing when I read the famous Peter Drucker saying, a company has 2 and only 2 functions, marketing and innovation. Marketing to know what the market wants, and innovation, the capability to produce what the market wants. As simple as that. Exostrephia, competitiveness. Which scientific discipline is behind that? Of course, marketing. How to export? I need to see the markets. I need to analyze the markets. I need to find the behavior of our customers. I need to devise the strategy to recruit, to conquer these markets. Which discipline is going to do that? With all the respect, not the accountants. With all my respect. Do you know why I say that? When I was fighting to create the Department of Marketing, we had a lot of discussions in the university. And our university used to be called, just to say for the Greeks, Anotade Boriki. You know, it was more towards having accountants, you know, finance and accounting graduates. They were saying that we're not going to have a department for finance or accounting, and we're going to have a department of marketing. People were saying that, thought that marketing is advertising. Do you know what was my answer? Before I do any accounting transaction, I have to make sure that I have settled. If you don't sell anything, you don't do any accounting, how you call it, transaction, you call it. You know, I mean, I'm talking to a genius professor of finance. So my view is that, of course, it's not only marketing, we need all the disciplines. But in this country, unfortunately, we have completely underestimated my discipline. My discipline. Its contribution. Agricultural marketing. Nobody knows about that. That we can actually export agricultural products. Tourist marketing. I never heard any strategic plan for the Greek tourism. Export marketing. Business to business marketing. To make sure that the Greek companies will buy Greek products. So in this way, you subsidize imports and you reduce imports if you develop this business-to-business knowledge. Even shipping marketing. Very little. Today, 2016, there is only one university department in marketing in Greece. Why? Well, the politicians know. He hasn't been a minister of education, so you know. And to go one step further, closer to what we are talking here, there is only one postgraduate degree in marketing in our university. Of course, there are a couple of other colleges. So I've seen with pleasure that we have an MSc in international marketing, an MSc in tourism marketing, and I can tell you that we need this kind of programs here in Greece. Because unfortunately, we haven't developed this marketing know-how. And I'm not saying that as a university professor, I'm saying that as a Greek citizen, that there is a discipline which has been underestimated, and unfortunately, when I hear about exports, tourism, and so on, and I don't hear behind it any strategic marketing plan for exports, about the markets, about the customers, about the strategy that you need to develop to recruit, to conquer these markets, then which scientific discipline is behind all this that everybody's talking now about looking outward, you know, exostraphia. I don't know if there is an English word in exostraphia. Yes, but okay, competitiveness, antagonisticity, everybody understands. Exostraphia, it's a Greek word trying to say that we have to be extravagant, we have to, as an economy, to be, yes, outward looking, exactly, okay. So that's basically what I had to say. I don't want to take much more time. Thank you very much for this.
And now, reaching the end of this wonderful evening, I would like to invite here on the stand my two colleagues that compose the